Hello, all viewers. Welcome to the 21st Khelo Chess India team battle. It's a beautiful weekend. We have a lot of things going on this Saturday and Sunday. I have few good news, two good news actually, which I have to give you all.
10, 9,
Let the
8,
countdown finish.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So, as I was saying, friends, there are two good news I want you to give. So just playing. Okay, it's a 205, so he seems to be a very good player. And HBP, he is from Gujarat Lions. I am playing from Khelo Chess India, and NHPP is from Gujarat Lions. Let's try to play something different here. That's something, try to play something which he is not expecting. So e5 or c5 can be played now. Let's try to build up a very good fortress and ask Black a question that how would he like to play the game now? How would he like to take the initiative by playing e5, by playing c5, by playing b6, any move that he prefers. I'm giving Black an option. So he goes with c5. And now I have to make sure that I don't succumb to any pressure. I just keep my pieces well intact. My position is very well. So this I've just played c3 to support this d4 pawn, and this was expected. So now knight has to go to d2 now. It's a developing move, as well as this knight can support the b3 pawn. It can go to hc4 square. It can also have a good impact on the center. Okay, so that's the move. d5, probably stopping my knight to jumping onto this beautiful d5 c4 square. That's what the black wants. So I have this skewer actually, bishop e3 skewer available with me sometime in the future. Let me just play e3 here. So I'm just playing something that was very passive, very slow, and it's just it's just more of like asking your opponent what is your plan for today, rather than you playing it. Let me just capture with the knight. Now e5 is expected. I want him to play e5. I have this beautiful little b5 square. If e5 comes, this knight can sit very good on. Okay, knight c4. Unexpected move here. Knight c5, not c4, sorry. So now I have options of pawn c4. I have this knight b4, and now this bishop has option to come on to the g4 square, f5 square. Okay, so let me, and what is this knight going to do? Is it going to come on d3? Yes, it can come on d3, right? I am attacking d5 pawn once, right? So what to do? This knight has to be on b3 to support the d2. It has to support the b3 pawn. And now I think a knight can go to the b5 square. Knight d3 is something that I'm concerned about right now. And if I play queen c2, then bishop f5 will be a no. Bishop f5 is not possible because of knight f5. Okay, let me play queen c2 here. I just want to make sure that this bishop is not happy anywhere in this diagonal. e5, yeah, that was expected. So now knight goes here. Look at the time, guys. I am in time pressure. So bishop f5, and now yes. So e4 is not playable right now. I have to play something else. I have to play queen d1. Knight d3 is now expected. Bishop d3 and attacking this knight. It's a double attack, guys. A very nice attack, a little attack on this rook and the knight. So how to play now? Should I give away the rook? Let us play this move. Let's go for some adventure. There is no point in playing weak and slow. Let's try for some adventure, guys. I'm inviting him to play this, and now I can capture it back with the queen. I want this bishop to be there in this diagonal. I don't want it to come back, and this queen will be now supporting the c4 square. The threat now is to just capture this pawn now for free, and then probably play e4 and get this very good center. There's another threat of bishop takes e5. So a lot of things happening on the board. Black has to think a lot now, and I have to make sure that I use my time wisely because I have just 52 seconds left while the opponent has 1 minute and around 25 seconds. Exchange is invited. I am happy with the exchange. It's always welcome because from this knight from c4, if this knight is able to sit on c4, it will just try to put very good pressure on this a5, b6, d6, and e5 square. So knight will be very happy on this c4 square. Always think from your piece's point of view, where would they feel happy on the board? I know this b3 might be hanging after this knight takes c4, but I have bishop a3 pinning this knight. That's another resource that I have. Okay, so it's interesting. So I am getting a pawn here. Oh no, the d2 knight is hanging. So first I have to capture. He is going to capture back with the pawn. Then I can capture e5. So anyways, I'm getting a pawn. Time pressure, guys. Time pressure. I have to play quick now. Pawn takes knight. Oh, knight takes. And now I think knight d2 is playable. Attacking the queen and this bishop. Okay, let me capture with the pawn. Now knight d2 is expected. No, knight d2. Yeah, knight d2 I can take queen d1. So no issues there. This pawn, this knight is now hanging, so I have to support it twice with the queen. And d6 is also possible now. I have to be quick here, guys. I have to just be quick here. I can't just keep pawn push. I can take the bishop. Yeah, I think I can take the bishop and then this check and I can get the knight. Yes, that's a piece for me, guys. Yeah, a lucky tactic available on the board and good of me to spot it. So I think that should be a winning move for me. And the check first, and now white is completely winning. So a small tactic here on d4 giving a check here. So I'll just explain you what happened, guys, those who are beginners and not able to follow this game. So this was a blunder actually, the pawn push. Okay, that's what black played here, pawn push, and then it exposed this bishop for the exchange. Okay, and after exchange, black missed that this knight is being attacked by this rook, and after my queen comes here, it will give a check as well as attack this knight twice. So this is called as a double attack. Let me show you. And now my queen can come here, give this check as well as capture this knight. So this is something small tactics that you have to pay attention and you should not miss this in your games. These are your winning chances. Never ever miss this kind of wins on the board. Let's go back to tournament, pause the game. So all the viewers out there, just let me know if you are able to listen to the commentary clearly, video is clear. If there are any issues, just mention in the comment section so that I can work out on getting it fixed. So right now we have Khelo Chess India on number one position, followed by Gujarat Lions, then the Chess Blasters, then we have Shivai Chess. This is a new team, guys. This team wasn't there till now, but Shivai Chess, we welcome you wholeheartedly in this Khelo Chess India team battle. So it's interesting to get new teams and see new players every day. Then we have seven-star online players who are again a consistent team. Kolkata Dragons and CSC are also playing this team event consistently. And then from the individual point of view, we have good player 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from Khelo Chess India currently leading with the 4 points. Then we have Parik Harikrishna with 4 points. Then 4 points. Then we have Sagar Gandhi from Chess Blasters. Then we have simple player, that's me from Khelo Chess India. Let's quickly check a few games here. So Gavish Chotani is from Khelo Chess India, I think the game is over. White resigned, black is victorious without making a move. Let's go back to the tournament and just check another game. So we have a game between Kagua Master and Jitain from Gujarat Lions. Kagua Master is a very good player from Chess Blasters, so Jiten played e4, Kagwa replied with knight f6, and interesting. This is again a very good line, guys. It always creates a uh, interesting center battle. Actually, white gets the center if e5 is played, but this is a different variation. We are going into perk defense right now, and then h3, rook e8. Rook e8 is generally played. Let me explain you guys. So when you have castle, this castle is called as Fianchetto Castle, wherein this bishop sits on the g7, and it is a very good piece to attack on the white's queen side. Okay, so this is generally called as a dragon bishop. In Sicilian dragon, this is called as dragon bishop. So what white does is white tries to play this queen to d2, and he tries to put his bishop here so that he can exchange this bishop. Okay, but now look at black's move. Black has played rook e8. So whenever white is going to play queen d2 and bishop h6, black can play bishop to h8, and this bishop cannot capture the rook on f8. So that is the idea behind playing rook e8. In most of the games, you will see this rook e8 moves at the grandmaster level, just to avoid the exchange of this bishop and put the bishop on h8 and use it from h8 till a1 later in the middle game. So let's go back and check what's happening in the game, guys. So bishop c4, c6. Again, c6 is the idea is of b5, to push the b5 pawn, and then the a5 pawn attack on the queen side. So a5, a4, knight a6, castles. Then we have b5, pawn takes, and there was a no sacrifice is not there because this. Yeah, I think sacrifice was there actually. You could have captured the pawn on b5. If knight takes e4, then there is a beautiful move of bishop to d5 attacking this knight and rook. That should have been played actually. Okay, anyways, so white chose to play e5, knight went back to d7. Is bishop f7 now available? Bishop f7 check. King f7, then we have queen, knight g5 check, king goes back to g8, knight e6. Interesting, so we could have tried analyzing it, but let's first check the game. Pawn takes, and knight b5. Knight comes back to f6, and rook e1, bishop b7, knight g5, attacking the f7 pawn. This f7 pawn is now attacked. So d5, blocking this bishop. Then knight comes back to c3 now. Everyone is trying to attack this d5 pawn. Knight goes to c7, supporting the d5 pawn. Probably from there it will go to e6. Queen d2. Knight goes to e6, knight f3. And now, as I said before, bishop can go to h6 and try to get this exchange. Knight e5, knight takes, pawn takes, and now knight e5. d4. This is actually a very critical position now because this bishop is attacking f7, knight is also attacking the f7, and then knight c7, c3, bishop d5. So why c3 was played here? It was a winning move, right? Bishop takes f7, king moves, and bishop takes rook. A simple miss by white. Okay, so white went for c3. Then black played bishop d5, rightly blocking this diagonal, and bishop c2, f5. Now this is a very good pawn structure, pawn chain that black has on the king side. Bishop goes to a4, rook moves, and bishop f4. Knight goes to e6, c4. That's interesting again. So very good center attack by this white pawns. This is also in attack, but defended by the queen right now, so nothing to worry about. So knight takes, so it's a draw, but let's go back 63 moves. So good fight between both the players. Let's quickly go to that position where we were in. Yeah. So knight e5, knight c7, c3, c3, bishop d5. We have seen this all these moves, and now bishop a4, rook f8, bishop f4, knight goes to, and c4. C4 is here. This is the position we had reached while we were analyzing the game, and then knight takes f4, queen takes f4, and bishop takes e5. So black is giving away all his advantage, but he gets this pawn. Is it sufficient to give away this g7 beautiful bishop for this pawn? Is it worth, guys? What do you think? Just let me know in the comment section. So bishop goes to c6, again attacking the rook, and I think d5 is not playable. This bishop will be oddly placed now. It will have to look for some square like d3 or b3, and then a pawn push to get this bishop on the safe square. So queen f6, queen takes f6, rook takes f6, rook takes a5. White should have won this one actually. I am not sure how this went into a draw. And I think that's the way it went into a draw. What's the need of capturing the bishop? Just play rook d1. Right, guys? So rook d1 is pinning this bishop, and it's a free bishop, right? So there is no way to save this bishop after rook d1. It was a simple move. Okay, so but white wanted to draw probably. So he tried his best to. Oh, again, I think it's a miss from black side. There is no need to capture the f2 pawn, just e3 pawn push. There is a check here. After check, king has to move and then pawn takes pawn. There is a queen over here, unstoppable queen. I'm not sure why players are missing this. Probably there was time pressure, but still, I think it was manageable. Yeah, this should be a draw now because this pawn is difficult to stop. There could have been one try. I'm just trying to get few moves back. So after this, no, this king is reaching here fast. So this is a draw. So, but a lot of misses from both the sides. They should have white should have won this in the first place by playing the bishop d5 in the opening, and then black had this beautiful e3 discovered check, which would have helped him in the win. So let us join back and try to play a game now. So all the viewers out there, any questions, any queries you have, you can put on the comment section. I would be happy to answer your queries. I'm just waiting for a game to get assigned. Okay, so there were a couple of good news for you. The first news is that we have started our own blog, and that blog is so Sagar Gandhi is from Chess Blasters. I'm playing from Khelo Chess India. So that blog is updated every day, and that link is published every day in our group. So what is that blog all about? In that blog, we are listing out all the tournaments, online tournaments that is happening for that particular day. So for example, 24th or 25th, that is today, 25th of April. So we have one page published in our group which has all the tournaments that are taking place today, so that you can choose from the online tournaments which ones you want to play, which ones you think you can win, which ones you have very less entry fee for, and then you can select that tournament and play again. So that's a blog. I'll show you after this game is over how that blog looks actually and how you can use it. So first of all, whenever there is a fianchetto, this fianchetto against your diagonal, just try to put your rook on the b8 to avoid the long-term problems. So as explained in the last game, queen d2 is played to play this bishop to h6 and get this bishop exchange as soon as possible. D4, let me capture it. And I have queen b6 now, attacking the knight as well as this pawn. So there are two options, either to capture the knight or put the knight back and defend this pawn with white. You cannot play more like knight a4, or knight a4 would be a mistake because then queen can capture this knight for free. What is white going to play here? So meanwhile, white is thinking, let me just bring this blog here. I'll explain you what this blog is all about, all the viewers. So knight b3 was played here just to avoid losing this b3 pawn. And now what should I continue? How should I continue this game? I have to play knight a5, knight c4. Let me play knight a5. There is one actually a very good, I can say, a tactic in long run, that whenever this knight is not present, there is this threat of e5, and if d takes e5, then queen can capture this bishop back. So now my queen is threatened over here. Knight will be hanging, knight d5, knight b5, okay, queen c7, and then a6 is hanging, so I cannot play queen c7. I have to play queen a6 so that I defend this pawn. Queen is not in the happy position now, but I have to manage with whatever is there on the board now. Okay, so I have been offered this. Let me play b6 first. I don't like this move, but I think that's need of the hour now. I can play this knight g4 move and try to, yeah, knight g4. This now one can be captured with the knight. I also have option to play this knight c4 move and then to attack this b2 pawn or come back to e5. E5 break has to be played very carefully from white side, guys. If you're playing this break without thinking, then you might end up losing this pawn like this. So now white is pawn down and he is trying to trap my queen, but I think I can put my knight on c4. No, I can't. But I have a beautiful move here actually. Let me just think about queen takes e2. Think about this, guys. Queen takes e2. All the players on the board, all the players who are watching right now. It's a beautiful tactic. Queen takes e2, knight takes e2, knight f3 check, and I can capture the. Yeah, let me go in the ending. Okay, this ending is going to be there now. So let me just capture this bishop. Queen takes e2, and then knight check here and capture the queen back. There would be a knight takes. Oh, bishop takes. Interesting move. So that's okay. I think I'm not in a bad shape right now. I can just play knight to c4. I'm okay with king takes bishop because then b2 pawn is hanging. I have these two nice center pawns and an open c file which I can use to attack now. I just have to make sure these two pawns are safe. Okay, once these two pawns are safe, I have to play a5, threatening a4. Knight moves. I can give a knight d to 4 to rooks, both the rooks. Okay, so let me attack. So e5 is knight d4 is possible, right? So let me just put in the open file. So all the viewers out there, just a good news that we have started a blog. This is the name of the blog, khelochessindia.blogspot.com, and every day we are showing the tournaments that are going to happen. For example, tomorrow we have this India versus Pakistan match coming up for all of you, and you can play this tournament. You just have to log into this website. I have given this website in the WhatsApp group. Why my opponent is not playing? He has played his move knight f3. I do have knight b2 now. Let me capture the knight b2 because this knight is hanging, this rook is hanging, and let me capture the knight now. I do have this bishop c3 available. Let me just develop the rook. Bishop f5 is available, and now this is hanging. Okay, so b5. Let me just attack the knight once. Knight b4. I think I can capture the knight. Yep, let's capture and just save both the pawns now. This and I could have captured actually, but that's okay. Let's try to bring the king in the game now. King has to approach the center, and then I have to go for this probably this route, and then try to exchange my rooks. This pawn is pinned right now, so I can put some pressure on this pawn. It will be captured for free. Yeah, it's free. Now my king should advance. Don't exchange. Don't give him any chance of creating any passers. Just make sure your passers are very strong and you are able to challenge this rook soon. So if I play this move, I think I should be winning now. Now I just have to go here. So let's go back to the tournament now. It was a quick game. And so just I'm pausing for a moment, explaining you about this beautiful blog that we have started creating. Every day there will be a new link that we'll be sharing in the group. You have to just visit the blog. And for tomorrow, 26th April 2020, we have India versus Pakistan LiChess team battle. So this is going to be broadcasted live on Khelo Chess India YouTube channel. You can join this tournament. If you don't know how to join this tournament, just watch this video which I have given here. You just have to play this video so that you know what is the process of joining our team Khelo Chess India. You can join any team from India here. Indian Warriors are from India. We have Black Knight from India. We have India, the team group of Indian chess players. Then we have Royal Indians and we have Khelo Chess India. All these teams are playing from India. You can join any of these teams and play for our country. And there might be a chance you will be paired against some Indian team, but that's okay. This is a chess event, team event, wherein there are five teams from Pakistan and five teams from India. So it's a very good event tomorrow at 3 p.m. Don't miss it. It will be live on Khelo Chess India YouTube channel. Okay, so let's go back to tournament now and check the top games right now. So Sony Atharva is playing with beginner player 555. So d4, d5, e3, knight f6, bishop d3. I think f4 is something that Sony Atharva plays a lot. f4, f5. Yep. Let's see in the game. Yeah, f4. That's what his favorite move is. So knight d7, knight e5, c5, c3, pawn takes, and b6. Queen f3. This is another technique, guys, that you can learn. Look at this pawns. Put this pawns in such a way that there is no easy break for black, and then try to put your queen on f3. It can go to g3, h3. You can go for castle, then rook can come to f3 and join the attack on the king side. So it's a good approach. You can try this at 6 and queen h3. Pawn takes, bishop takes knight first, king takes and pawn takes. Okay, so this exchange was done because this knight should not come to g5 and harass this queen. Okay, so white got rid of that knight first, and then pawn takes bishop, pawn f6, pawn takes, rook takes, and knight goes to f3. Now this, there will be a threat of this g5 always to attack this pawn on g5 and get this knight on g5 and e5 and bishop takes h6, all are there. So black has to be very careful here. I don't know why king h1 is played here. There is no reason to play king h1. Just play g5 here. That's a simple move. Okay. So by playing king h1, you are helping this bishop to to get some tactics in the future. So I think king h1 was not the best move. Yeah, that's what why black is trying now. He's just trying to get rid of these two pawns so that this bishop is open now. So pawn takes, rook takes knight. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Immediately now there is this bishop on b7 who is just trying to give this. This is what I'm saying. So king h1 was unnecessary at that moment. This bishop is got beautiful diagonal now and he will be the hero of the game soon. Queen d5. Look at this. Look at this. Now this is a very serious threat now. Okay, and this is where now white is. So guys, don't play like this. Don't put your king in front of this bishop which is sitting on b7. Never ever do that. That's what white did here. He played king h1. You can see the 18th move was king h1 here, and that was not the way white should play. Don't put your king in front of any attackers. This bishop, for example, in this game. Okay, now this is going to be serious, and so white has resigned. So just see four moves. In four moves, the game has changed. Okay, so king h1 is something that is undesirable. White is playing very well here. He just has to push this pawn. g5. What is black going to play? Black will be playing this move. Rook to g3, g6. Okay, for rook to g6, you can then try to attack by playing queen to h5, trying to attack this rook. Or you can even then play, I think knight e5 is playable. Knight e5, d5, rook e5. I think knight e5 might have been playable in that case. You also have knight to h4 if rook g6, then knight h4 is available. So g5, knight rook to g6, knight h4, rook takes pawn, bishop takes rook, queen takes bishop, and then you can just play queen to g3 and stop all the attack. So it would be okay for white here, but somehow white messed up and white played king h1, which is not right. He has just given a great chance to this bishop right now. Okay, don't play like this, guys. Okay, just a suggestion from my side. So let's go back to tournament, try to play a game now. So I'm just waiting for the game. Let's check who is leading from the individual point of view. So too weak, too slow. He is a very old friend of ours, and he is seen now after many days playing online. So good to see too weak, too slow on the leeches online. After many days, he's playing and he's leading the tournament. That's very good to know. And then we have Parik Hari Krishna from Gujarat Lions with 14 points. I cannot see Nikaru Hakamura today, who is 2200 rated player. He joins every day, but today I think he's missing. So Kawa Master from Chess Blasters is on 12 point, Beginners Play is on 12, and Wolverine is on 9, Swapnil is on 9, Kishore is on 9. So a lot of players on 9 here, and then we have few players on 8. So we have got a game with Omkar. Let's try to play in the Berserk mode now. E4, Omkar is playing D6. Let me play C4. Let's try to go for a closed system. And asking Black now the big question: how is he going to play? And let's try to put some pressure here. Bishop d7, and now I think queen c2. I have to play fast now. Knight b4 is possible. Yeah, and now d4 is hanging. So if d4 is hanging, then can I play queen f2 first? Support d4, and if now bishop takes f3, I can play g takes f3. Then there would be a bishop e7 and bishop h4 threat to pin my queen if I allow that. I have to take care of that as well. Bishop takes f4 is available for me. So you have to keep thinking in your mind what resources are available for you whenever you are playing any game. Just keep in mind that you keep thinking non-stop that what resources are available to you, how you can play, how you can develop your game, etc. We do have a good chance of long castling now. So black is offering a piece here. Should I capture the piece? Let's capture the piece. Bishop can go to b1. Now this bishop will come back to g4. Oh, it goes to d7. And I can castle now, probably. Yep. Now this d4 square is back, and knight cannot go back to c6. So d4 I can take with my knight, and then threat to go on f5 sometime. Uh, okay, so we play knight d4 now. E3 is has to be played sometime now, just to kick this knight back to a6 and get this bishop up and this rook to e1. This is the plan. I just have 40 seconds on the clock. I have to be very fast now. Pawn takes. Let me go with pawn takes. C4 pawn can be under a bit of pressure now. But I'm happy that this bishop has opened up now. This diagonal will be very helpful for me. Knight f5 is possible. Knight c6 can be played later on. And I have to activate this rook very soon. So e3 has to be there on the cards sometime now. Rook e8. Now bishop can go to f8. Let me play e3 first. Kick this knight back. And then play b4 so that this knight cannot come to c5. Rook c8 is now expected, which will be answered by bishop d3. g6. Okay, that was an okay move. Yeah, let me play bishop d3. Oh, 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Come on, I have to play fast now. Bishop g5. Pin this knight. Capture it now. Next move. Ng4 is there. Ng4, queen h4. Ng4 is going to be played now, guys. I have to play queen h4 move probably. Oh no, a free piece. Thank you very much. Rook takes, and now second rook can come on the square. 18 seconds. Can I win, guys? It's a very difficult situation. I have to exploit this all the squares as much as possible. The weakness on the king side. Knight b5. I have to put the second knight on the b5 square to get this knight on d6 and attack the f7. 16 seconds. Come on. Can I win? Can I win this one? It's a difficult task, not an easy one. Knight a6, a7 is also possible, but I would like to go to d6 towards the king side. Bishop d3, I have to save the bishop, and now knight d6 is possible. 13 seconds. I think I have to pre-move now, or else I won't be able to win in 13 seconds. I have to take my chances. 12 seconds. Now h4 has to be played if I want to get a check. Oh, that's a difficult Black resigned. Okay, why Black resigned? I'm not sure. Okay, but a good game in the end, a very close one. Let's pause now and check another game which is on the top board. Wild Frog versus Gavish Bhutan. Let's check this one, guys. So let's go back, and so what was the first? What was the opening? C4 English opening. So this is called as English opening, guys. C4 E6 G3 D5. So G3 is like a Catalan setup wherein Bishop G2, and if you play Dragon, you must know that this is C5 from black side, and this is a dragon-like setup. So from this we can infer that Wild Frog might be a very good dragon player if he likes this setup. Okay, Bishop G2, D5, Knight C3, Queen B3. That's a very good pressure on this D5 pawn, C6, E3, and this is called as a reverse Carlsbad pawn structure. But we have a fianchetto here, so this bishop should have been on D3 to get a perfect Carlsbad position, but that's okay. Bishop is on g2, castles, knight e2, b6, castles, knight d7. Now c6, c5 has to be played, or else c6 will be a long-term weakness in the game. Yeah, c6 is a backward pawn here, so this rook is going to be a very good piece. Bishop b7, or some moves have to be played to this save this pawn. So king h8, a right move, because now there would be knight d5 or something like that, because we have this queen on b3 attacking this king. So it's a good move, king h8, and then we have knight to e2, bishop a6, rook e1, queen d7, bishop b4. And this is again a threat to capture this pawn knight on e7, and then to capture this pawn on c6. g5, bishop takes, queen takes, and knight d3. So knight d3 again is a good move. It can go to e5 square here. So bishop takes, queen takes, avoiding any attack on. So black is doing a correct exchange here, capturing this knight on, because if this knight comes to e5, it can exert a very good pressure on c6, d7, f7, and g6 squares. Okay, so bishop d3 is a good move here. Queen takes d3, queen d7, b4. So what is white trying to do? He is doing prophylaxis. Prophylaxis is the method of understanding what your opponent wants. So your opponent wants to play c5 sometime in the game, and if black white stops this black c5 move, then it is called as prophylaxis, to identify your opponent's plan and stop the opponent's plan. Knight c3, knight goes to d6, and from d6 it can come to now this c4 square, it can come to b5 square, it can come to e4 square again. So a lot of options for black. Knight goes to e2, knight c4, and now h3. I was just thinking from a exchange sacrifice point of view. Rook takes c4, pawn takes, queen takes, attacking this c6 pawn. I was just thinking from that point of view. So, but it's okay. So h3, then c4, sorry, b5, rook f1, rook e8, king h2, queen goes to d6, knight goes to g1, f4, pawn takes, and rook e2. This is something a bit risky for white now. Pawn takes, and rook takes e2, queen takes, rook takes f8 check, queen takes, and rook takes. So a wild exchange. This leaves white with two pawns on the king side versus this one pawn, while black has four pawns versus white's three pawns. So what happened next? Bishop takes d4, a free pawn for black. Knight f3, bishop g7, ace 3. That is again a free pawn for. Why not capture the a3 pawn? What's happening, guys? Can you identify any trap? I could not see any trap there. So knight g5. So that is a fork to queen and bishop, but the knight is pinned. So white is trying some ways to just activate his queen on king side. If this bishop is able to come to f1 and come to d3 and join this attack on king side, then the queen, it could be a good attack. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just going back to tournament. I felt some tremors here, so probably an earthquake, a mini earthquake or something. Everything was shaking over here, so I'm not sure what happened. So I was a bit stunned. So I paused for about 10 seconds. So let's join the tournament and play a game or two. So any of the viewers, did you feel any vibrations or any earthquake like thing at your homes? I'm waiting for a game here. So right now Parik Harikrishna is leading with 22 points. Then Too Weak Too Slow has just slipped to second place. Then we have Kanwal on third place from Khelo Chess India. Beginner Play 555 Gujarat Lions. Amit Kumar on again from Khelo Chess India. I have got a game with PRK. Let us play. PRK PRMR. He's from Gujarat Lions with a rating of 1725. Let's attack on the queen side. This is my advice to everyone. Just get this rook out of this bishop's tactics. Once this rook comes to b8, then I think many of the times white loses his tactics, hope of getting a good tactics. So now this knight might be hanging if I play d6. I think d5 was something I should have planned. Yep. I do have knight c4 move here. Knight c5. It's not helping me anyway. I have knight e5 move also. I have knight b4. Knight b4. Let's play knight b4. Just try to attack this queen bishop with the queen. And then I have knight d3 move as well. Knight d3 or knight a2. Even knight a2 is a good move, right? I There is no threat of this bishop. So knight a2. Yep. So all the players, there is this live coverage over here. You can watch from your homes. Live coverage is here. And knight takes c3. I think white is going to make this blunder now of queen c1. I think he is going to make a blunder. No, but he has made a bigger blunder of giving away the queen. But my queen is hanging here. Okay, so what does that mean? White is threatening to capture my knight, but I can capture this pawn and support the. Yeah, I think this is okay right now. Knight d2. When I have knight takes queen now. Yeah, rook takes queen. And my rook and knight both are hanging, so this is not okay. Hmm. I have to capture the knight. I was not able to find a way to save this knight now. So knight goes to back. Now this knight has to come into the game. I know e7 is hanging, but I have to capture some. I have to activate the pieces right now. So pawn takes is can be played first. Rook takes e7. Interesting. So while it is trying to give me a passer, which I should happily accept. I think now I can play this knight to c4. There is an attack on d2 knight with this knight. So Atharva Kelkar is saying I am not paired. Why? So Atharva, you should get paired. There is no reason why you should not get a pairing. Just I think you should keep silence. You should get a pairing. And now this d3 move helps me to support this knight with the bishop. And I think there is a knight d2, but knight takes d2 is available. There is knight e3 available for me. Yep, beautiful move, knight e3 attacking this rook and attacking this knight as well with the bishop. So now I have knight to c2, again attacking the rook. So these knights are beautifully placed actually. They are all controlling all the critical squares. So all the viewers out there, if you have any questions, queries, just put in the comment section. I would be happy to answer. I have just shown our new blog which has been started recently in last couple of days, and we are happy to present this blog. And especially we have given this blog tomorrow for this India versus Pakistan, which is going to be tomorrow. So it's my turn. Now let me go back and complete the game first. So rook moves here, trying to attack this bishop. uh, what can I play here? You can just withdraw the bishop actually, nothing to worry about. Attack this h3 pawn because this bishop is supporting the knight. Yep, and now let me just support this pawn so that I can push this pawn ahead now. This one. Okay, so all the viewers out there who have just joined, so the Khelo Chess India Leeches Khelo Chess India will be broadcasting tomorrow's India versus Pakistan tournament. It is going to be an excellent tournament, guys. I hope you don't miss it. And tomorrow at 3 p.m. India time, it is going to start. So stay tuned. It will be broadcasted live. We will be explaining all the games that are happening between India and Pakistan players. Okay, and that's what happens when you ignore the tactics on the board. Oh, I should have captured with the rook. I missed this one. I should have just captured this rook with the bishop. So that's what happens when you're not paying attention to your chessboard. Just 35 seconds on the clock. Okay, so Om Prakash Kawal has commented that yes, Om Prakash, I can see your spelling. If I spelled it wrong, I'm sorry. I'll spell it correctly next time. So N is silent. That's what I can understand. Okay, and now this time pressure. Hmm, what am I playing here? That's a check and mate. Let's pause this tournament and let's see who all are leading from the point of view. Gujarat Lions on 67 currently leading this tournament. Just last 6.5 minutes remaining, guys. Then we have Chess Blasters, we have Kelo Chess India on third place. So still a possibility of getting a new team on second place. A good close battle between Chess Blasters and Kelo Chess India. Just 3 points. Then we have a considerable gap between third and fourth point. And then we have yeah, there's a huge gap between Shiva HS and Kolkata Dragons. From the individual point of view, let's check. So we have Parik Hari Krishna, who's on 30 right now, then followed by Kawal from Kelo Chess India. Then we have Wild Frog from Chess Blasters. We have Ronak Mistry from Gujarat Lions. Then we have Beginner Play 555 from Gujarat Lions. Sagar Gandhi from Chess Blasters. Let's quickly check one of the games which is going on at the top boards. So this game is between Wild Frog versus NHBP. Wild Frog is from Chess Blaster stream, while NHBP is from Gujarat Lions. Let's quickly check what happened in the opening. C4, Knight F6, G3, G6, Bishop G2, Bishop G7, Knight C3, D6, E3, Castles, Knight E2, C5, Castles, Bishop E6. The C4 pawn is now hanging. This is an English opening, guys. So if you are not aware, so bishop takes b7, knight d7, bishop takes rook, queen takes rook. Sometimes black does this purposely just to make sure that this diagonal is weak. And now this bishop can either go to h3, or it can go back to c8, and it can go back to c8 and come to b7 and try to attack in this diagonal. So let's see how black handles his position. f3 is the right move to close that diagonal. g5, knight d5, knight takes, and queen. That's a free piece. That's a free piece. That's what white shouldn't have done actually. He has given away a free piece here. I think he should have played a move like d4, attack this knight. If pawn takes, then pawn takes, knight, pawn takes.